Hi everyone, welcome to the Kachina Kitchen. I'm your host, Earl Hamlin, and what a beautiful day we have here in Kingman from Southwest Cowboy Cooking. And we have a show for you today. Now, you know, holidays are right around the corner, and today my guest chef is Lorette Jenks. She is the Communication Director for the Kingman Area Chamber of Commerce, and today she is going to be cooking cowboy caviar and green chili cornbread. Cowboy all the way, eh? All right, so we'll be right back after these messages. You're cooking on the Kachina Kitchen. Bundle up and don't go away. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Kachina Kitchen. The segment is sponsored by the world's greatest security system, and that security system is Southwest Alarm. Now, remember, with holidays right around the corner, your house is going to be full of valuables, so you need to get protection, and that protection is Southwest Alarm. So give them a call at 928-753-2333. That's 928-753-2333, and get the protection you need and you deserve, and that's Southwest Alarm. All right, I'm here with Lorette. Hey, baby, how are you?
Hi, great. Hi. How are you, Earl?
Fine, thank you. How about yourself?
Great. It's a little nippy outside. It's cold, so hopefully today we can warm up with some cowboy caviar.
You know, I called the global warming people the other day and complained.
What'd they say?
Too bad, dude, move.
And you think you're moving to Arizona. It's nice and warm.
It's
That's
cold
the
out
reason
there
I moved
today.
out here.
It's been chilly. So you're the new communications director, or director of communications and marketing?
And events.
And events, okay.
So,
what kind of events we have at the chamber?
Upcoming events that we have coming up is going to be the Wine and Cheese, and that's going to be February 15th, 2014.
Wow.
So look forward to that.
Good, okay.
So that's our nearest event that's coming up.
Okay, now what does the director of communications do? What's
Well,
your job duties? What's your job function, woman?
The communications director does, right now we're getting a newsletter, so I'll be in charge of creating the newsletter, so look for that in January. We'll be starting a Kingman Chamber of Commerce newsletter. We also do the weekly insight, so we let our members know what's coming on during the week. And I'm also doing any sort of communications that you can think of, publications, awareness of events, press releases, those sort of things.
So you communicate with the world. And
I try to, yes.
And all the members and new members as well.
Members and new members and everybody as well.
So you're taking Michelle Winder's place, and
Yes.
she's going into sales and marketing.
Right. Michelle is the new sales
Yeah.
and marketing director.
Moving up, moving around, yeah.
Moving all over.
Okay, now you're making cowboy caviar.
I am.
So what is that?
Cowboy caviar is
This is-
basically a mix of stuff, warm and hearty for this time of year.
Oh, good. Okay.
And it'll be a fun dish for people to take to anybody in the family.
Good. Okay, so what do we do first here?
Well, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cook a chicken. I pre-cooked our chicken for today since we didn't have that much time.
Yes, sometimes we do that, a lot of times.
So what the first step that you're going to do is you're going to buy a whole chicken, and then with that chicken, what you're going to do is put it in a giant pot, fill it with water, just covering that chicken up. I like to slice up a big onion or 3 small onions, slice it up, throw it in that pot as well, and then put a little bit of salt, cover the pot, and let it simmer on medium heat for an hour to an hour and a half.
So basically you boil a chicken.
Right, you're boiling your chicken with a little bit of flavor.
Okay.
And so after you're done boiling your chicken, you're going to want to carefully take your chicken out of the pot, let it cool for about 15-20 minutes, and then you're going to debone your chicken.
Uh-oh.
Yes, but that doesn't take too much time. Once you debone your chicken, do not throw out any of the water inside there because that becomes your chicken broth, and we're going to use a half a cup of that chicken broth in our recipe today.
Okay, so we have, I saw a chicken around here somewhere. Okay, so you've deboned the chicken, and this is what we have. This is a little portion of the chicken, right?
Right. We've deboned our chicken,
Okay.
and so this is our chicken.
Okay.
So the first thing that I'm going to do
There's
is...
a bone in there.
That's just a little flavoring.
Made you look. Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead. The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my oil, and you use about 2 tablespoons oil to get started.
Oh, okay.
So,
And this is olive oil?
olive oil.
Okay.
Correct. So we'll use our olive oil.
Extra virgin?
Extra virgin.
I love that part.
Then we're just going to go ahead and toss in. Well, we'll let it warm up for a little bit.
Okay.
And with this Coleman, it's warmed up pretty fast. So we're going to go ahead and throw in our chicken.
Cowboys all had little camp stoves like this on the trail,
They definitely did.
especially after 1980.
And so I'm just warming up the chicken at this point because we've already cooked the chicken. So we're going to use a
You
little
mean
bit.
cooked it when you boiled it?
Right, correct.
Whoa. That chicken was in some hot water.
That chicken's in some hot water, correct.
Okay.
And then what our next step is going to be is we're going to use a little bit of that chicken broth. So if you can just please hand me that chicken broth on this side.
This over here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So a little bit of the chicken broth, and I'm going to use half a cup of this chicken broth.
Okay.
So we're going to use half a cup of the chicken broth. This is the homemade chicken broth. And we're just going to put it over the chicken just to add a little bit of extra flavoring. And that's all you need for this recipe. So we're going to let it go ahead and warm up and cook for about 3 minutes. And as we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and start chopping up our vegetables as it's warming up.
I see. Okay. We can turn that stove up to afterburner. I mean, it'll weld for you.
Wow.
It's pretty okay. I'm just telling you.
I'm like,
We can-
wow.
We can heat it up. Okay, so what are we gonna do now?
Okay, so now what we're going to do is, the first thing that I like to do is chop up my onions because those usually take the longest to, you don't want them to be soggy or mushy, you just want them to be a little bit tender.
Okay.
So I took about 4 green onions and we're going to go ahead and chop these bad boys up. So we'll just quickly take some time and chop them up.
Okay, now you told me off camera before we started the show you like to cook.
I definitely do.
Good.
Cooking is just one of the fun things that I like to do. I usually try about 1 new recipe a week. I was doing about 4 new recipes a week, but anyone that cooks new recipes knows that that can become a little costly.
And timely.
Timely and costly, yep,
okay.
definitely.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is go ahead and add our green onions.
Okay, so I want to show the viewers your little notes underneath, okay? So see the little notes? Okay, now you can read those through the chopping board. Oh, you're going to lay them out there.
I can, because I just had some little interesting tidbits of information about the Kingman Area Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
And since I've been there, I've been learning about it. So one of the cool things
Because after the show, there's going to be a test.
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
So I hope everyone is listening and paying attention.
So let's see what's the first tidbit.
So my first tidbit was the first Chamber of Commerce was in France.
Yeah.
And it was in 1599.
Oh, those
So
French.
that's the first Chamber of Commerce to ever exist.
And what year was it?
1599.
Okay.
So that's a long time ago. I also just wanted to say.
I was a member of that chamber.
Oh, well, you look great for your age.
Thank you. I still haven't paid the dues. All right. Oh, they're telling me to chop. Okay, so what we need to chop?
Okay, so my next thing that I'm going to chop is going to be
$15.99. Oh.
is going to be our red bell pepper, and you can choose any type of bell pepper. I just chose red bell pepper. I like the flavor. I like the color for this time of year. So I just thought a red would be nice, but you
It
can
is.
use
It's really
you can use green, you can use the yellow, and the yellow bell pepper is actually sweeter. So if you
Yeah.
prefer a sweeter taste, then you can always
Or you can use all three.
definitely
And mix those tastes. all up in there.
Definitely. Anything with this you can alter. That's what I like about Cowboy Caviar. It's easy to make, it's easy to prep, and you can alter anything.
Okay, cool. Okay.
So I'm just going to go ahead and chop this up. And we're just going to use 1 for this recipe. So we're going to just quickly chop it up. I'm using my paring knife. And then I'm gathering them all here. And then I'm just going to use a bigger knife here come in and swoop in and chop these bad boys in.
You really know what you're doing, Lorette. Look at that.
I've trained, I've had much training watching my mom and my aunt. And my aunt, by the way, is the one that showed me this recipe.
Oh, cool.
So I have to think.
Now, your aunt Lorette is from Albuquerque, New Mexico, that area there. Born and raised in El Paso?
El Paso, Texas.
Okay.
So born and raised in El Paso, Texas, and lived there all of my life, and then moved to Albuquerque, New Mexico for college.
And has connection to Tony Lama boots, which we're going to talk about at the next break. Okay. So we got about a minute before we go on a break and talk about my boots. Maybe we can get him to be a sponsor. Ooh, I like that.
Tony Lama.
Yeah.
I haven't, his children went to school with me.
Oh, good.
So that's how I know of them, but I don't personally keep in touch with them. Maybe my mom will.
We'll have to change that. Okay, so now we're chopping up the bell peppers.
We're chopping up the red bell peppers.
Okay.
So I'm just going ahead and chopping these guys up. You're going to want them into small bites. You don't want to taste an entire bell pepper, so I'm just kind of chopping them down.
So you're finely chopping them, in a way.
In a way.
Kind of cubing it.
Kind of cubing it.
Okay,
so we just want it to be a little bit chopped, but with not so tiny.
Okay. All right, I got to take a break here, okay?
You got it.
And then we'll come back and do the rest of the vegetables. Oh, you better move the chicken around. All right, we're going to take a little break here. We'll be right back after these messages. You're cooking on the Kachina Kitchen. We'll be right back. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Kachina Kitchen. This segment is sponsored by Frontier Communication. All right, Frontier Communications, if you don't have Frontier, you're just not communicating. They have internet, they have phone, they have television, and they have a lot of protection for you. And also, they can customize all of this for your personal benefit, okay? So go by and see them at 3129 Stockton Hill Road. That's 3129 Stockton Hill Road, right next to J.C. Penney's, and get the connection so you can communicate with Frontier. All right, I'm back here with Lorette Jenks. Okay, had to put my paperwork over there.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, and you're making cowboy caviar.
We are.
And green chili cornbread. Okay, so we on the break you chopped up some tomatoes.
I did. I chopped up the tomatoes and I put them just on the side in a bowl. I don't put the tomatoes in with the skillet. The tomatoes are just going to get mushy and you don't want that.
Okay.
So all that's in the skillet right now is just our chicken broth, our green onions, and our bell peppers.
And olive oil.
And olive oil, correct.
There you go. I'm paying attention today, which is rare. Okay, so now what are we doing?
So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the kernels off the corn, and I beforehand to boil the corn so it's ready to go for us.
Okay,
so
we're
I'm
gonna
just
dekernelize it.
We're going to dekernelize it, and we're just going to once we dekernelize it,
wow,
we're going to throw those corn into our skillet.
Okay.
So if you could just hand me one more corn, and we'll be set to go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we're just going to...
Boy, that's fast. Wouldn't it be easier just to get a can of corn and throw it in there?
It would be. I just prefer fresh ingredients.
Okay.
So you can substitute it and do canned corn. You can also just go and buy one of those rotisserie chickens and go ahead and...
No. You mean a box chicken?
A box chicken if you like. You can make
No.
it as easy or as complicated, and that's why this recipe is so great. You know, anybody can do it, and you can tailor it however you'd like.
And also, you're going to give this to some folks as a gift.
Right. It's a perfect Christmas gift. It's a perfect thing now that the holidays are coming up. It's great
Birthday,
to take.
Christmas,
It's great to take
wedding
to parties.
anniversaries.
Wedding anniversaries, anything. It's great to right now take to holiday parties. Everybody's got a couple holiday parties coming up. Nobody knows exactly what to take or what dish should I bring, or most people are having potlucks. But this is simple to make and it's unique. It's unique in the way that we're going to package it up.
Potluck in Colorado has a whole new meaning, just so you know. Having quite a bit of problems with their pot in Colorado.
Oh, that's exactly. I get it.
When you mention Mountain High in Colorado, it has another whole new meaning. Yes. Okay.
So all I did was get our corn. We just kind of broke it up a little bit. We're just warming that corn up because really what this is like a salad. You don't want it to be mushy, overcooked, anything like that.
Okay.
So it's just sort of a salad. So if you wouldn't mind helping me out, I'm just going to remove this, put this forward, and if...
Wait, before we do that, we need another trivia question.
Oh,
You've
well,
got
the
what
other...
are these two here that are hidden?
The other things that are definitely hidden is that in 1987, the Kingman Area Chamber of Commerce actually changed its name. It was before it was called the Kingman Area Chamber of Commerce, it was called Mojave County Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
And so in 1987 is when they switched their name.
So they localized it.
So, right. And so as a whole chamber, we've been around for 85 years, but as the Kingman Area Chamber of Commerce, we've been around 26 years.
I see. Okay.
So, under two different names.
Okay. There's a test at the end of the show.
So what we're going to do is once it's all cooked up, and all I did was just kind of break up those kernels a little bit. We just want to...
Yeah, we want to break up kernels.
Break up kernels.
Especially full bird kernels.
Full bird ones. All you're trying to do is, and this is as for color too, and this is why I chose these
That's
ingredients.
a military joke.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Never was in the military.
Okay. All right, so when you called your mom and asked her for a recipe, this is the recipe she gave you?
Actually, no. My mom gave me a much harder recipe, and there was no way I was going to do that on the show.
Okay.
So I called my aunt.
Oh.
The next resort, you go in line. And I called my aunt, and my aunt was so fantastic. I have a close relationship with everyone in my family. I talk to everyone pretty much daily.
You used to have one. 'Cause your mom called me?
Ah, my mom called you?
Yeah, because when you sent me the email about your recipe, she called and said, hey, my
No
daughter
way.
is not doing my recipe. Okay?
No.
So, Lorette, your Christmas present is going to be real small this year.
A lump of coal this year, is it going to be?
Mom said, hey. Okay. Alrighty. So
all
now
I'm
what are we
going
going
to
to
do now is put everything into a mixing bowl.
Okay.
So,
Ooh.
right. Let me just, this is what I was worried about. So there's just going to be,
Chicken's abandoning the pot.
yep, we have flying chicken, but that's what makes it fun.
Okay.
So I'm just going to do that. Take this.
That looks really good. And it smells great.
It's hearty. It's great for right now. So all I'm going to do is take this, mix it up, and we are ready to serve it.
Okay.
So
What about the avocado?
I will use that as garnish.
Okay.
So
And the lime?
and that will be as garnish as well. So
Okay.
what we're going to do is put that to the side.
Okay.
And
Read another trivia question real quick. This one right here.
the other trivia question is that in 1928, we actually got the Kingman Area Chamber of Commerce, also known as Mojave County Chamber of Commerce, got their title or their official charter from the U.S.
Oh, cool.
So that was in 1928.
So this is gonna be like a history quest.
A little bit of a history.
Okay. All right. So now what do we do?
So if you can pass me some cilantro,
Cilantro.
we will. It's all bundled
Another
up.
whole new meaning in Colorado.
Some
I'm
cilantro.
picking on Colorado today. Yeah.
So I'm just going to grab a little bit of cilantro here so we can chop it up.
You know, in all seriousness, I never quite understood why cilantro come in such a big bunch when people just use such a little bit of it.
It's a
It's a good deal. Cilantro is a good deal.
for your price, same
Yeah,
with green
I mean,
onions.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a pretty good deal.
green onions, parsley.
Okay, so we got a couple of minutes for the next break. So we're getting into,
All right, and my last thing is I'm going to just cut
this
up
is the true test if you know how to do an avocado.
avocado. I just take it like this, and it's probably not the best way to do it.
Oh, no, well, it's not bad.
But it's already in squares. And then I'll grab my spoon here. And we're ready to spoon it out.
Ooh, look how that comes out of there
So
nicely.
it'll
You do
come out of
good.
there nicely.
Okay.
So if you'll just hand me one of those mason jars on the side.
Okay.
This is what we'll be serving it in, and you can take this for the holidays, and this is what it'll look like. I just added a little paper around the trim. This is the cowboy caviar. It's just a fun gift to take. It's fun for potlucks, like I said, and it's just fun for holiday parties.
So we're going to put this inside of that jar?
Well, what I do is I'll put everything into the jar. Depends if you're going to serve it that day, then we'll garnish it with everything else. If you're not going to serve it, leave the garnish for later because otherwise the avocado is going to get nasty inside of it.
Well, it's going to turn brown.
Brown was
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is serve you a little bit of cowboy caviar.
Okay. Ooh, that looks nice.
And it's just colorful.
Okay, another thing too is like when you're going to a football game, you could take this along with you.
Yeah,
You
you
know, and
can
just
take
kinda-
it to tailgates, anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So it's fantastic. I'm just going to put a little
Cilantro?
cilantro in there, and we're going to top it off with some cut avocados in there. And so I'm just going to put another avocado, and we're going to do a fresh squeeze of lime juice in there just to add a little bit more flavor for it.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm going to...
Oh, gotta take a commercial. But go ahead and stir that while I take a commercial. All right, we're gonna take a little break here. We'll be right back after these messages. You're cooking on the Kachina Kitchen, and this is called Cowboy Caviar. It's really kind of cool because you could stick it in your pocket and go. For men, put this in your pocket while they're shopping, and you can have your own lunch right there on the bench. All right, we'll be right back after these messages. You're cooking on the Kachina Kitchen. Don't go away. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Kachina Kitchen, and welcome back my guest chef Lorette, Jenks, and Cowboy Caviar and green chili cornbread. And we already pre-made that and whatever. So I gotta thank some folks. Okay.
No problem.
So we plated it up. Actually, we jarred it up. Okay. So I'm gonna thank some folks real quick. All right, Culligan, the official water of the Kachina Kitchen. Remember, great tasting water all year long, delivered to your home, your office, or your cabin, or on the lake. Remember, wherever you like to have it delivered, give Culligan a call. Also, Lorette, come over here with me. True Value Distribution Center, Dan Hill and all the guys out there, we want to thank them. Also, I want to thank Lorette Jenks, who is our Director of Communications and Events. And this has been an event, hasn't it?
It definitely has, but it's been a fun event.
Can you hand me my wine? Okay, and the wine goes with the what'd you call it?
I paired it up with a Chardonnay, so you can
Ooh, I like
do
that glass,
anything
though.
that's classy. I paired it up with that, so if you want a more elegant twist to it, you can pair it up with a Chardonnay, or you can just do a good old-fashioned beer. And so it can go either way. So here is your
I've had small bottles of wine in my pocket, just so you know. And bottles of beer fit in your pocket as well. So when
Perfect.
you're tailgating.
And I've also made the green chili cornbread.
Okay.
And if you'd like, a lot of people use potato chips as well, tostadas to pair it up with. I just got green avocado tostadas for Christmas.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh, this is good. Is that what you told me to say?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, can I tell you the truth? It's really, really good.
Thank you.
That was good. I like eating out of a jar.
It makes everything so much fun.
It does. You know, it's kind of a balanced trip, too. That was really good. All right. You're waving by already? Ooh, that wine's pretty good, too. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Earl. I appreciate it.
We'll see you around the chamber, I'm sure, in the years to come.
Definitely.
You're a good addition to our Chamber of Commerce. I'm glad you're here.
I appreciate it. I'm glad to. I'm glad to be here.
Make sure you take care of all of us when you communicate, okay?
I definitely will.
All right. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on the Kachina Kitchen. Try this recipe and try these jars. They're a really, really cool idea, especially for gifts, you know, during the holidays and even when the weather gets warm. It's got to get warm soon. We'll see you. Thanks for watching. You know, this is really tasty. I like this.
I made enough for you guys. And then some green chili cornbread. And it's easy to make, huh?